time again, tennis stars and fans are flocking to New York City for the last Grand Slam of the season. But there's something a little different this year, and that could make things interesting for both the favorites and the underdogs alike. More than a few elite players won't be making the trip to the Big Apple, some thanks to new injuries, others due to ailments that have sidelined them for months. But after a brutally busy summer, even those who survived may be a little short of breath. Tommy Haas has only taken off 2 weeks since the French Open, and with 3 final runs, he's not getting a lot of rest between events. And Petra Kvitova, who won only 2 matches last year between her Wimbledon title and her opening round loss in New York, is now going on 4 straight weeks of play, taking a pair of titles and the US Open series in the process. The top dogs are feeling the heat too. Defending champ Novak Djokovic, winner of the last 3 hardcourt majors, and world number 1 Roger Federer have each won a Masters title over the summer. But while both are playing the kind of tennis that merits a title, fatigue might catch up with them eventually. And Juan Martín del Potro put himself back in the conversation with Olympic bronze, but a wrist injury might hamper his play in New York. The ladies don't come to the Open unscathed either. The Slam champions of 2012 are among the top picks, but Victoria Azarenka and Maria Sharapova both pulled out of recent events, and even 3-time titleist Serena Williams seemed bothered by a back strain last week. Meanwhile, Angelique Kerber, who's more than proven her Cinderella semi last year was no fluke, withdrew from Dallas after a loss in the Cincinnati final. With so many holes, a couple players on the rebound might be able to take advantage. Stanislas Wawrinka had lost 3 straight matches before Cincy and saw his ranking tumble this season. But he seemed to turn his year around last week with upsets of Milos Raonic and David Ferrer. And Alexandr Dolgopolov, who didn't defend a lot of points in the first half of the year, finally justified his ranking with a title run in DC. Venus Williams, meanwhile, has been publicly battling health issues for a year, but with 5 top 10 victories this season, no one wants the unseeded veteran in her portion of the bracket. And Li Na, who'd been pretty quiet since her Roland Garros crown, has now played 2 finals in a row, capped by a trophy at the Western and Southern. But a couple other players face a bit more pressure to perform. Former number 1 Jelena Jankovic saw her ranking tank after a first-round loss in Cincinnati. A runner-up in 2009, she's blown match points at 5 events already this season and needs a good run here to prove she's still relevant. Donald Youngstar fell even farther thanks to a 17-match losing streak that barely ended in Winston-Salem. With the first round against Federer, it'll be hard for him to retain many of the 4th-round points he'll be defending from last year. Speaking of defending, 2011 champ Sam Stosur has only made 1 solid run at a major this year. With just a handful of wins the last few months, momentum may not be on her side, so she'll want to use her time in New York to get things back in her favor. And while gold medalist Andy Murray hasn't had much bad luck recently, he comes to the Open with huge expectations. After a couple dismal showings in Slam finals, the pressure is on for him to finally deliver now. But as always, it'll be up to the real underdogs to cause the biggest stir. Sloane Stephens is at a career-high ranking, and with a couple upsets and deep event runs this year, she might be ready to make that big breakthrough at the Open. And Brian Baker, a wild card and qualifier at the last 2 majors, has become the surprise of the season. Ironically, he struggled on the American hard courts, but could turn things around at his home Slam. As for my New Year's picks to win the title here, they both come to the city with some encouraging results. And with so many bruised and battered at this Open, there may never be a better chance for the long shots. Be sure to check out my US Open draw analysis for a full breakdown of where we're likely to see some big upsets and some big breakthroughs this fortnight. And keep checking in for full coverage of all the action in the Big Apple. Till then, thanks for watching TennisSpin.net.